facing the pledge is Jackson Stensgaard from an 8th grader at Desert Wind Middle School.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Call to the public. Is there anyone wishing to address the board? Seeing no one, we will move on to item 3, summary of current events by the superintendent. Dr. Chestnut.
Well, it's my pleasure tonight to be able to share my time on the agenda with the Rotary Club of Maricopa, and we're going to honor some students tonight. That Rotary Club is responsible for this program, so I will turn it over to Rotary member Joanne Ortega, and she will let us know who is receiving awards tonight.
Good evening. It's our pleasure as Rotarians to be able to continue a fine tradition that we've had for many years of honoring students, high school students, as Students of the Month. We extended that to our middle school students, and then last year we extended that to CAVIT. So we now honor 4 students through the school year as our Students of the Month. And a little bit about this program is that they are recommended by their teachers. Rotarians do not have any input whatsoever in who is chosen to be these students. It's totally based on recommendations from the school. However, the Students of the Month are then able to apply for Rotary scholarships at the end of the school year. If you're not a Student of the Month, then you're not eligible for this scholarship application. So I hope that all of you that are here take advantage. We do offer scholarships to the middle schools in terms of credit for high school expenses, and then of course college or vocational school scholarships to our high school students. So I would like to introduce Mary Richardson, who is going to be actually introducing our students, and we will be presenting them with certificates and pins. So,
hello. The first student that we're going to honor tonight is from Desert Winds Middle School. So if Jackson Stensgaard could please come on up here. And while he's coming up here, we'd like to have his parents, Daniel and Janet Stensgaard, please stand up and just be recognized. Jackson, it is reported at the Rotary Club that you are a great participant in sports and are part of football, baseball, track, and the golf teams. Besides being a great sports team player, Mrs. Volanti reports that you're also a diligent student and you set a high standard for personal achievement, and you also willingly help classmates during class. So you lead by example. It's evident to us that you possess great leadership skills. We're proud to honor you tonight with this Youth Merit Award. This award recognizes outstanding qualities of service, dependability, and leadership, and it is evident to us Rotarians that you possess all 3 qualities. By being selected as Rotary Student of the Month, you will be entered into an essay. You'll be qualified to enter an essay in May for the scholarship Joanne talked about earlier. The essay in question will be on our 4-way test. The 4-way test of the Rotarians is the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And that is what the essay will be about. Also, with this award, you get a Walmart gift card and Rotary theme pin. And Joanne, if you could explain the theme of the pin that you pinned.
I just pinned him, and okay, thank you. I just pinned him, and this year our motto is peace through service. Our current president is from Japan, And just real short, what it is that after World War II, the leaders in Japan decided that the best way for the country to move forward was to take an initiative for peace efforts, which we see have been extremely successful. And so taking this forward, he has extended that to Rotary for this year, and that's what it is. Through our service efforts, we're going to help to bring peace. So, nice.
The next student that is going to be honored was chosen from Maricopa's Wells Middle School. If Roxanne Baxter could please join us, and if her parents, Jason and Robin, can stand up and be acknowledged as she walks up here. Roxanne is on the Panther volleyball team. She's also a member of the Panther Band and the After School Club, and is as well involved in the City of Maricopa activities and the youth group of her church. She has good citizenship status and is enrolled in honors classes such as Algebra 1 and Language Arts, and possesses a GPA of 3.8. Teachers report that you possess a number of internal assets that help you be a successful student, as well as a great member of your school's Panther Pride. We present you this honor because it is evident to us of your great leadership, and we're proud to give you the Youth Merit Honor tonight. As was mentioned with Jackson, you're qualified to enter an essay for a scholarship as you go into high school, and the essay will be on the 4-way test. And also, you get the pin and a Walmart gift card. The final award tonight will be for a CAVIT student. So if Kathleen Hernandez could please come on up to the front and join us. And if Juan and Claudia could stand and be acknowledged as Kathleen walks up. Kathleen is in her second year of cosmetology and is going to be participating in the CAVIT Hair Show, which is coming up next month, where she will be demonstrating how she is a great artist with the human body, with the human being. It is also reported that she is on CAVIT Skills USA Chapter Secretary and is volunteers with Seeds of Hope and the Against Abuse Canned Food Drives and the Mecha Club. She also participates and supports and is active in her local church, Our Lady of Grace. It is evident to us that you possess great leadership skills, and we're proud to honor you tonight with this Youth Merit Award. And you will be receiving a Walmart gift card and the Rotary pin, and you'll qualify to enter an essay for the high school scholarship, which can range in amount from $500 to $5,000, depending on the success of our Rotarian fundraising projects. And that essay will be on the 4-way test also. Thank you. Jan, do you want me to come up there?
Way to go, Eric.
You know, you gotta be forceful sometimes.
You gotta be forceful sometimes.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And last one. And you're done. Thank you.
Nice job, thank you.
Well, congratulations to our students. We're very proud of them and the good work that they're doing in the classroom and activities, and thank you to Rotary for this recognition for our students. That's really, really great. appreciate those scholarships as well. I have some other things to report on. I have a few slides I'd like to share with you, so I'm sure they'll be on the screen in just a moment. My superintendent report for tonight. Wanted to mention that I believe it was the day after our last board meeting, I was able to observe the Santa Cruz climbing wall. And Tracy Carey is the name of the PE teacher out there. She's an excellent PE teacher, and this climbing wall is brand new, and she's doing a really great job of utilizing that with her students. The students love it, and it's great physical activity. It's a physical challenge, and then she mixes in some word games. You can see on the picture there that there are some white plaques or words, actually, that are stuck, I think magnetically, or somehow they stick to the wall. I'm not sure how it works. But they are on there, and then part of the challenge is to work as a team and to come up with sentences and different word combinations. So they're doing some language skills as well as physical activity, and it's just a great addition to the PE program out there at Santa Cruz. And I was not the only person there. I actually forgot my tennis shoes, so all I could do was observe and take pictures. But we did have several board members. So Scott and Tori and Patty were all there, and they actually wore their tennis shoes and did a great job of climbing the wall. So it was a fun morning to see that in action. Congratulations to our Maricopa High School orchestra students. This picture was taken on Saturday, and this is pretty exciting. This is hot off the press. They attended the Aboda Fall Orchestra Festival on Saturday at Highland High School in Gilbert. They performed 3 selections, and the orchestra received a rating of superior for their performance, which is the highest rating possible. It's the first superior rating ever for our orchestra and marks another big milestone for the program. They also received a clinic with Dr. Thomas Cockrell, Director of Orchestras at the University of Arizona. And Director Ivan Poor is very proud of the students, as you can imagine. He just called it a spectacular orchestra performance with fabulous students. So he was very pleased with their performance, and congratulations to them. That's really great. As you know, I've been giving my annual report, and I've been a superintendent for a long time, and one of my traditions is I like to give an annual report. And one reason I like to do that is because in a school district there's usually a whole lot going on, and people are usually pretty familiar with what's going on at their school, or parents know maybe what's going on at 2 schools if they have kids in 2 schools. But we have 10 different schools. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's kind of fun just to kind of wrap that all up once a year and just kind of describe some of our successes as well as talk about some of our challenges. So that's what I've been doing. And tomorrow morning I am giving, it's almost the last one. It might be the last one. I'll have to double check my calendar. It's presentation number 31 tomorrow morning at Chamber. And I've done 28 of them. Dr. Conley has done 1 or 2, and Tom Beckett has done 1 or 2, so it's been kind of a team effort. But just an opportunity to get out and talk about the good things that are going on in our district. So I'll confess before I start going through these slides that you will recognize some of them, because when you have good slides, you just have to kind of use them. But I've put them together in a new package, so I think you'll appreciate them. I always like to start with our mission statement because I think we have a good one, and I am very fond of the first phrase, to ensure that all students achieve their potential in school, career, and life. And that is no small task, especially when you think of all means all. Every student, every single one. You think of the range of abilities that our students come to school with. In a kindergarten classroom, you have quite a range. In a high school classroom, you have quite a range. And it's one of the big challenges as teachers, as educators, as administrators, classified staff, is to help every student, meet their potential, fill in those gaps that they may have, or accelerate students who are advanced and help them move forward in their academics pursuits. It's a big challenge, but we're doing it. We're making progress, and as I visit classrooms in this district, I see it happening every day. As we worked on the mission in 2011 and 12, there are some congratulations that have to go around. And you have heard me talk about this before, but we're very proud of Pima Butte Elementary. They were an A++ school. There really is not such a designation, but not every A school is high performing and high progress, which means they were moving all students forward in academic achievement at a significant level, as well as the bottom quartile. There was only 1 of 68 schools in the state of Arizona that achieved that recognition, so that's very exciting. Also last year, Desert Wind Middle School winners of the $100,000 Samsung Solve Tomorrow competition, and the staff, and working with the students, they purchased laptop computers with those funds and have been using those laptop computers in the blended learning program that's open to both Desert Wind and Maricopa Wells Middle School students. So that's been a great addition to the middle school program. And then you're very familiar with class of 2012, who received $2 million in scholarship offers, 9 Arizona Board of Regents scholarships, and the first 2 National Merit Scholarship winners in the history of Maricopa High School. So a lot of accomplishments, elementary, middle school, and high school from last year. And so we want to give good recognition to those accomplishments. As we continue to work on the mission, we do have many strengths as a school district. One of them is all-day kindergarten. You know, some of these things we take for granted, but the state does not pay for all-day kindergarten. This has been a priority in our district for a number of years, even though the state only pays for half-day kindergarten. And so we actually choose to have a little bit larger elementary class size so that we can offer all-day kindergarten. It's a great opportunity for our kids. It helps them to learn more as kindergarten students so that they're better prepared for first grade. And I must confess, I'm not sure that is a kindergarten student there, but she was the youngest student I had a picture of, so I put it in there. Another thing that is a strength of our district is character education. We're going into, I believe, will be the second year where we're headed into character education programs in the district with an organization called Character Counts. We received state grant funds last year, so 4 elementary schools participated in this character building curriculum, which emphasizes trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship, the 6 pillars of character education. We have applied for a similar grant this year. 7 of our 9 schools have applied for that grant, so including all 3 of our secondary schools. I guess it doesn't include Maricopa Online, which is our 10th school, so sometimes we say 9, sometimes we say 10, but Maricopa High School, Maricopa Wells, and Desert Wind have applied for this grant for this year. We're hopeful that all 7 of those schools will be funded. Dr. Conley's done a great job of kind of leading the charge on this. The principals have been filling out the applications, and she's been helping them. And so we've turned those in. We're kind of waiting to see how many of those grants are funded. We're hoping all 7 of them, but we eventually would like to expand this to all 9 schools. We think it's really been a good program for our students. Another strength we have, blended learning, or our 20+1 program at Maricopa Wells Middle School. It's going very well. 60 students in that program. They spend about half their time on laptop computers doing their core curriculum. They spend a lot of time in project-based learning. They spend a lot of time in small groups with the teachers. And so it's a new way of doing business. We think there'll be more and more demand for seats in that program as time goes on. And it's been a good program for those students. Another strength we have is our excellent career and technical education, or our CTE programs. We have, I believe, 13 programs that students can choose from at Maricopa High School. Almost all of them are 2-year programs. They lead to certificates and sometimes real-life job skills that kids can apply right away. They often lead into programs at trade and technical colleges, community colleges, after high school graduation. Broadcast news is one of the programs, so a lot of opportunities for our kids there. And the statistic from that program that's so impressive that I've shared before, but we had 120 seniors in last year's graduating class that took 2 years of CTE programs, and 100% of them received their diploma. So for the kids that plug into our CTE programs, our college prep programs, they're doing really well. Another strength we have is volunteers, business partnerships. Last year, Butterfield had partnerships with Nissan, Orbital, and Maricopa Dance and Fitness. Jim Irving and Dan Cowley are doing a great job of heading that up this year. Over 200 volunteers signed up already this year to help us in a variety of ways, whether it's tutoring or classroom projects, that kind of thing. And I know their goal is to have a business partner for every school in the district this year. So I appreciate Jim's efforts there, Dan Cowley's efforts. It's a great real-world connection for our students to see people from different walks of life coming into the schools, sharing about their business and industry with our students. So we look to that to grow, and we're excited about the potential for that program. Another strength we have in Maricopa is the Promise for the Future Scholarship Program from Central Arizona College. And you're probably familiar with this, but I was very impressed to learn about this when I moved here, and that it's only for graduates of Pinal County High Schools. You have to turn in a contract before the end of grade 8, and you graduate with a 2.7 GPA, you get 4-semester tuition-free scholarship. And this scholarship will be even more important when the new campus is opened here in Maricopa. So there are other opportunities for students. There are ways for students to get dual credit between high school and college. There's a program, I believe, for the top 10 students for free tuition. Central Arizona College has a lot of opportunities for our students, and a lot of them involve free tuition. And being a parent that paid for a lot of tuition, if I was a parent now that had a kid coming up, I'd be very interested in that program. That's a cool thing. Another strength we have is outstanding facilities. And that was the theme of my monthly column this year in Maricopa. I'm just amazed. I mean, we have 9 new school buildings, 4 support facilities, and the oldest one is 9 years old. We renovated some of the spaces at Maricopa High School that are older, but that's still a new campus, and that's unheard of. And great work done by the school district over many years to make that a reality, and it's a great strength of our district. We have fine arts opportunities. It's very cool that we have orchestra programs. Where I come from, orchestra programs are few and far between. And we have a lot of opportunities in the arts for our students, whether it's choral music or band, drama, dance, a lot of opportunities in the fine arts for students. A lot of activity opportunities, clubs, activities. We have a great ROTC program with a lot of students in that program. Great opportunities for our students. And then a lot of great athletic opportunities. Good picture of our volleyball team here, but very important part of our high school, middle school program that is really a great way to extend those skills from the classroom, those soft skills you need, the teamwork, the dedication, the discipline, that kind of thing can really be practiced in those settings. As we continue to work on the mission, we do have some challenges and issues for 2012 and 13. One of them is that there's now a 4-year math requirement for the class of 2013. Where I come from in the state of Washington, only 3 years are required. So this is a higher standard, and it's tough. It includes Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and then either a calculus class, pre-calc, or some kind of a business math class. So that is a tough new standard for our seniors, and 4 years of math. Another challenge that every district in the state of Arizona is facing, and really every school district in 46 different states, is Common Core standards. Arizona has adopted the Common Core standards. All but 4 states have adopted these standards. They're really the first national curriculum standards that we've ever had, and they are preparing Arizona students for college, career, and life. And just to go back on that slide, the governors came up with this proposal. They basically said, our students that are high school graduates are competing with high school graduates from India and China and Europe. And that high school diploma is at a much higher standard. So we need to raise our expectations in regard to our curriculum, K-12. And that's what we're doing. We're phasing this in nationwide. We are doing the same thing in Washington, where I came from, in preparing for this shift, along with new state testing that will take place in 2014-15. These will be the toughest tests we've ever given to our students in math and English, kindergarten through grade 10. And so we're making progress on that, and we are going to need to continue to work on that to provide the professional development to our teachers so that they can reach that higher standard, give them the support they need so that they can assist students to achieve this higher standard. We'll have to do a lot more education with parents over the next couple of years so they understand what's coming online, that this new curriculum, these curriculum standards are tougher. Another challenge for us is the new evaluation system for teachers and principals called the Arizona Framework for Measuring Educator Effectiveness. And another one of those nationwide issues, because for states that want to apply for Race to the Top dollars, they need to have this type of evaluation system in place, which basically says you have to judge the evaluation of your teachers and principals. At least 33% of that evaluation has to be based on gains in student achievement. And most people think we probably have done it that way for a long time. The truth is we haven't. But we are now, and every district in the state of Arizona is required to have the system in place next year. But Maricopa is 2 steps ahead. We actually started last year implementing this new system. We made some tweaks, and we're doing it again this year. So we're a little bit ahead of the curve, and it seems to be working well, and we expect good results from this. But it's a higher level of accountability for our teachers and principals. But I think it's a system that's good. I think our teachers and principals welcome accountability, and we're trying to provide the support they need to make sure that they can achieve at a higher level as well. Another challenge is our Arizona Learns results, and I've shown you this slide before. We slipped this year, and that's not good. We're not happy about that. You can see the columns there. We slipped from a B, the bottom line there, MUSD district score slipped from a B to a C in 2012. We needed 120 points to be a B district, and we had 118. So we're not satisfied with that score. A couple of our schools' scores slipped as well. We're not satisfied with that. Our goal needs to be to restore our B status as a school district, and once we restore our B status, then we need to start working on becoming an A district for the first time. That's our goal. And really, this is our biggest challenge that we are facing as a district. It's the academic challenge that covers every class, every school, every grade level. And it's not easy to make progress, especially as we raise the standards of rigor in the curriculum. But I think we're up to it. I think we're doing the right things to make it happen. This year, because of an increased federal grant in our Title I funding, based on the 2010 census instead of the mid-decade 2005 census, we now have enough funding to provide 1 academic coach at every school. 9 academic coaches compared to 3 last year. That's one thing that's going to help us. We received additional state funding for Maricopa Online to provide additional professional development for the staff in that program. But I'm proud of the fact we have a Maricopa Online program. That's really our alternative high school program. And I'm glad that we are working with those students to graduate and get their credits so they can get that high school diploma, rather than not have a program like that and just make it easier for them to drop out of a big comprehensive high school. But we know that we can still do better academically in that program, and we're working on that, and we're going to make progress. Another challenge we're facing is the override ballot proposal. As you well know, it's a 5% proposal for 2 years. It will fund 5 things if passed. Number 1, additional teachers to reduce class size, $650,000. We'll be able to hire 13 additional teachers. Number 2, expansion of blended learning. $250,000 would allow us to double the size of our blended learning program. I think there will be that much demand next year because we've had such a positive pilot thus far in the first quarter. And we know that there's going to be additional demand. We know that some of those 8th grade students will want to have a similar program in grade 9. Separate and apart probably from Maricopa Online, because that's been our alternative track up till now. So that's something we need to look at. We may want to expand to Desert Wind. We may want to expand into grade 5. I just think that there'll be more demand for that program. Number 3, additional instructional technology for classroom use. If passed, we would have $150,000 for 2 years in a row to spend on instructional technology. One thing that we need to look into is electronic readers. They're becoming more common in K-12 public schools, especially at the high school level. High school AP chemistry book costs $150 per book. We just can't afford to do that forever. The price of readers is coming down. We could invest in readers and save money over time, because a digital copy of that same book costs $10 or $15 or $20, and that's quite a savings. And we will never use readers in every classroom across the district, but I think in many of our secondary classes, an electronic reader application could make sense, and that's what a lot of school districts are finding. So that's one area we need to spend funds on instructional technology. Another would be to make sure that our computer labs are up to speed so that we can test our students, K through 10, English and math, with the new state assessments that are coming online in 2014-15. Many of those right now, the Ames tests are paper and pencil, but the plan is to have all of them based on computer labs or laptops, labs of some type, by 14-15. So there'll be some additional expense there. Number 4, improve retention of teachers via partial reinstatement of the teacher salary schedule. As you know, for the last 5 years, teacher salaries have been frozen for experience. There's 2 ways for teachers to get raises. One is by experience, and the other is by going back and working on a master's degree or additional credits. Teachers have still been granted the raise for additional credits or a master's degree over the last 5 years, but recognition for experience on the salary schedule has been frozen for 5 years. This would allow a partial reinstatement, 1/2 of 1 year out of the 5 we could fund with the $150,000. We know this is one reason why we are losing teachers to neighboring districts. I just learned today that Phoenix Union High School District granted the equivalent of 8 steps of experience on their salary schedule for math teachers. So I don't know of any math teachers from here that took advantage of that, but theoretically they could get a 13-step jump by going from our district to Phoenix Union High School if they're a math teacher. So that's the environment that we're in, and we know that that's one reason why we've lost teachers. And number 5, improve retention of classified staff via a 2% cost of living adjustment. Classified staff make up about 250 of our staff members, and their salaries have been totally frozen for the last 5 years. This would allow a 2% cost of living adjustment for them as item number 5 on the proposal. The costs, the rate per thousand is 57.5 cents. So the annual tax on a home valued by the assessor's office at $100,000 would be $57.50. That would bring in revenue of $1.35 million each year if this is approved. And that's all I have. That concludes my report. Normally I would ask for questions, but that doesn't, we can't do that tonight, so I'm finished. So thank you very much.
And it was so thorough. What questions could we have?
I'm exhausted.
Thank you, Dr. Chestnut. Item 4, Governing Board Member Activity Reports.
I do have probably a quick announcement, President Barr, if you don't mind. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And as part of Stagecoach Days and Homecoming Week for the high school, which is exciting, I've helped organize with Against Abuse to Stop the Violence 5K run, and it's also a 1-mile walk. So it's kind of a way to create the awareness of the bullying and the violence in our community. So come on out and support the high school and the whole Homecoming Week and Stagecoach Days week, and it's going to be a good weekend on October 20th. So it's a pretty exciting event. And you can go racetimers.com to find information. Thank you.
Any other reports?
I have one. I did attend the county workshop last week with Dr. Chestnut, and there are going to be some different avenues of advocating as ASBI members. They're going to kind of jumpstart and reconfigure the way that they do the legislative items. Right now they have it by category. They're looking at changing it like short-term, long-term, immediate, what we can do. They're trying to gather groups of people that they will have days down at the Capitol for members of school boards to gather together and talk with the legislator and have lunch and actually be part of the sessions. So all that information is starting to come down, and as soon as we know more, I will share it with you.
And weren't you also honored with an award at that same event?
Yes, I was.
Tell us about that.
I received the certificate of boardmanship, which I had earned over 40 hours in five curriculum core areas.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Mr. Irving, I saw your...
Oh, do you have?
Well, I have, yeah.
Go ahead.
I can't see him behind me, but I would like to share. I just wanted to share with everyone that I was part of the Native American Recognition Week at the Auction Indian community, and we had a booth that was just distributing and information-wise for the all the people that attended that. It was the Auction Indian Community Education Committee, and we were there along with Jewel Scholl, who's the Native American Parent Liaison for Maricopa Unified School District, and Terry Ponticello, who's the Federal Programs Specialist. And we just had a really good time that day and passed out information, 506 forms. Those are forms that are filled out by Native American kids so that we can stay in compliance with our grants and our programs. So I just want to share that with everyone. It was a really good time. It was a beautiful day, and we're hoping to have some more events coming along for the same kind of thing. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of things to piggyback off of what Dr. Chestnut talked about. We've been working with Rotary Club, and Mary signed up as a volunteer, and we're hoping to tie them up with a World in Motion program at Maricopa Elementary we're excited about. And then we met with, Dr. Chestnut was about 3 engineers, one from Texas Instrument, John Deere, General Motors, and the curriculum director of the program from Pittsburgh. Took them out to over to Wells to see the program. They were so excited. They're writing a proposal to help deal with that program. The thing that's exciting, we're trying to get them to talk into working with ASU where they actually build a Baja car. And that would be so exciting for our kids to get involved in high school, because they couldn't race it, but I think the ASU students might come out to help. So that's just been so exciting. You know, I really encourage you, if you haven't seen that program, to come over and do it. And I tried to get a commitment out of every 8th grader that they will go to high school. But what you said is true. It's going to be really hard to take those kids in that program and put them in a traditional classroom. So back to challenges, I think, you know, need to remember that. And the other thing to piggyback, you talked about the promise of the futures. We met with CAC, and also excited, like you say, they're moving. But to let you know, besides the program Dr. Chestnut talked about, after your sophomore year in high school, you can take up to 7 hours free at the community college. It's called First Step. And then during your regular year, you can take up to 7 hours a semester, also free. So CAC last year, their first student graduated high school and community college at the same day. So that's our goal, to be able to do that. But you know, anything we can do to get the word out. It's just amazing, like you said, that you can take dual enrollment classes. It's in our catalog at the high school, but really encourage people to take advantage of that and just pass the word on. Also, we're trying to get into the 8th grade to push that. So, you know, encourage those counselors to get, there's no reason why an 8th grader shouldn't sign up for that. And then that helps us at the high school level with GPA. So it's just really starting to see the whole concept of what I would call, and you might have done it in Washington, it's almost a K through 14 district, which is unbelievable, that if you enter kindergarten, you can actually get an AA degree in our district. So just some exciting things, I think, coming down the path.
Thank you, Mr. Irving. Student Representative Activity Report, Mr. Lovell.
All right. It's always awkward. All right. Good evening. Our student council has been working out all the fine details for putting together an amazing Spirit Week next week, just to let you guys know. And also, we do have a home game, our football team, this Friday against Casa Grande. Even though we have no school, we still have a football game. And then our Powder Puff and He-Man has been pushed back a week to a week and a half. And Powder Puff is where the girls, they wear flags and they play football and they raise money for breast cancer because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And then the He-Man volleyball is when the guys play volleyball, and then we have people come out and support and pay donations and pay their tickets, and all the funds go to the foundation. And then yeah, that's all we got. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Information items and work study, Dr. Chestnut.
The monthly financial report was prepared by Mr. Roush, so I'm sure if there's any questions, he'd be glad to take them.
Any questions?
I don't have any.
Good job. For the record.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8A, discussion and possible approval of personnel schedule, which includes resignations, reclassifications, terminations, non-renewals, new position requests, employment ratifications, stipends, leave of absence, FMLA requests, and other administrative actions. Dr. Chestnut.
Mr. Beckett has an excused absence tonight, but he did review the action sheet with me before he left, and be glad to answer any questions you might have.
I don't have any. Don't look at me. Just.
No, just look at me. I don't have any questions today.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the HR schedule.
Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B is an expense voucher for my company, so I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay, this is for a voucher 1314. It's for in Maricopa for services for a year. Are there any questions, discussion?
No questions.
I have a question, Dr. Chestnut. Is this on an as-needed basis, or is this just for is this the full year?
This was a specific bill for advertisement, and then there will be, for example, the newsletter that was just published about a week ago was a 4-page section in Maricopa, and so that bill will probably be on the next agenda.
Okay, because we're going to have an ongoing, I know we're having an ongoing newsletter, right?
Correct. We plan to have one each quarter, and we plan to work with both in Maricopa and the Maricopa Monitor on that project.
Okay, is there a motion?
I motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
4 and 1 abstention. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Bartle, you can come back.
If you please. Or you could go home.
Item C, discussion and possible approval of first reading of updated policy B1700 BEDB agenda. Dr. Chestnut.
Been reviewing recommended policy changes from the Arizona School Board Association, and so this is one of the first ones that I've gotten to in my pile since arriving in Maricopa. Many more to come, of course. A little behind, I'll confess to that, but we'll be seeing more of these on future agendas. The first one has to do BEDB with the agenda, and we forgot to underline one change, and that would be right in the middle there. The student representative activity report is a new line, so that should be underlined to make an official spot on the agenda for Tyler's report each meeting. And then the one deletion was the future board item from second to the last bullet. That one did get crossed out correctly.
Thoughts, suggestions, questions?
I guess a question, thought, I don't know what it is. So it's just, clarify, it's just so that we don't have that opened up to an agenda without staff being prepared for any future items that may come up?
On the future items, yes, it'd be my recommendation to remove that. I think that if you listed some future board items on there, then obviously it's part of the agenda, and the board could start talking about it, asking questions, and I mean, typically we're well prepared for board meetings for topics that are going to be considered for action or a first reading. Less so with future agenda items. It's not something I've ever done before as a superintendent, and I've noticed that the City of Maricopa does not put future board items on their agenda. I just think that my recommendation would be to remove it.
I have a couple other minor tweaks for your consideration. One is to add to the call to the public language, like we added to the, just a reference for folks to state their name and address for the record to ensure that the board president doesn't forget to do that.
Quick question?
Yes.
Or a comment? I did ask ASBA about that, and they said actually they don't have to state their address, just their name. So I guess that's just something that would be, if you prefer that.
Well, I think it's more of a administrative function for us if we wanted to follow back up with the folks, that we have a means to contact them.
No, that's good clarification.
And then on the summary of current events by superintendent, I would suggest that we just change that to generically superintendent's report. Obviously, we want to have the superintendent have more flexibility than just to talk about current events, but to give whatever information that he deems appropriate. And similarly, with the governing board member activity reports and the student representative activity report, just get rid of the word activity and just give it the ability to give a report.
Makes sense.
Everybody okay with that?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's just a change to taking that word out.
Yes, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve the first reading of B1700 BEDB agenda with the changes that we just talked about.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, discussion and possible approval of first reading of updated policy D2750 DJE, bidding and purchasing. Dr. Chestnut.
Legislature met last spring and included language that said basically that school districts should identify the amount of money that they're comfortable with for job order contracting. And so obviously we're not in the middle of doing that right now, but should we start growing again and get into construction, building new schools and this kind of thing, $1 million was the recommended amount for the maximum dollar amount for a job order contracting contract. The law states that a board could set a higher amount than $1 million or a lower amount, but probably being right in the middle is a good place to be and recommended by Arizona School Board Association.
And just a point of clarification, when that is implemented in the policy, as it's stated in the staff report, just to clarify the numeric $1 million, change that period to a comma, so it's not $1,000.
Big difference there, yes.
Any questions or comments or concerns on this item? Motions?
Motion to approve first reading of policy 2750 DJE as stated, with the recommendation of moving the, changing to a comma on the dollar amount.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8E, discussion and possible approval of first reading of updated policy G0150 GB, general personnel policies. Dr. Chestnut.
Once again, another recommendation from Arizona School Board Association. Apparently, as a result of case law, court cases, that sentence is recommended for deletion because apparently the policy manual can form part of an employment contract, according to case law. So the recommendation is to remove that sentence.
Questions or motions?
Motion to approve as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 6:46. Thank you all very much for being here.
Thank you.